The deepest layer was not fire. It was not darkness. It was not pain. Those things were simple. The deepest layer was order. Where the dead names sleep, I walked through the archives buried deep. A throne stood waiting, but it was not mine. Small as a verdict, cold as design. Books without ending, scales without rest. Every betrayal filed and assessed. Every last kindness numbered and stored. Every wound entered, every word scored.
The engines never questioned,
The engines never slept.
the engines never wondered
What the living might have meant.
Measure the body,
Measure the blame.
measure the ashes,
Record the name.
measure the damage,
Measure the lie.
measure what's happened.
Never ask why. You came too late.
Time will not mind.
Everyone arrives late when they leave their life behind.
Some of us keep counting, some of us lose track.
Some are still waiting for what cannot come back. You stood before judgment, your weight was calculated. Every choice recorded, every consequence stated. The balances were perfect, the records did not lie. The system did exactly what it was built to do. Did it?
You weigh the stone,
But never weighed the hand.
you weigh the blood,
But not where pain began.
you counted what was broken,
What was taken, what would
you
die.
measured everything we did.
You never measured why.
You weigh the fall,
You weighed the scar,
you weigh the child,
but not the world that made them what they are.
you call the consequence.
When no forgiveness could
You
survive,
measured everything we
you
did.
never measured why. A stone falls down, a child gives it motion, the wound remains. But what began the blow? A cruel word spoken by a mouth already bleeding. A hand that learned to strike before it ever learned its meaning. Will you weigh the bruise the same as those who bruised them? Will you judge the lost without the road that led them here? The result is what matters. No, the result is what remains that is different. You archived every action, you perfected every scale. You kept the smallest failure and preserved the final nail. But where is the terror? Where is the need? Where is the love that became an ugly deed? Where is the hunger? Where is the night? Where is the frightened little animal that never learned to fight? You measured the ending, you worshiped the result. You called the ledger justice because the numbers would not halt.
You weigh the stone,
But never weighed the
you
hand,
weigh the blood,
but not where pain
you
began.
counted what was broken,
What was taken, what would
you
die.
measured everything we did.
You never measured
You
why.
weigh the fall,
You weighed the scar,
weigh the child,
but not the world that made them what they
you
are.
have the consequence.
Where no forgiveness could
You
survive.
measured everything we did.
You never measured why. Do you say judgment is wrong? No, I say judgment is unfinished. You built a perfect answer to a question never asked. You sentenced every future by the shadow of the past. Every action has consequence, and every consequence has roots. You buried all the evidence beneath your iron boots. What would you have me measure?
The wound beneath the wound,
The love beneath the hatred,
the child inside the tomb,
the thing they could have chosen,
the thing they never knew.
the life they might have lived.
If someone had come through,
And would that change the ending?
no,
But it might change you. That was the first crack in death's certainty. Not thunder, not war. Certainty rarely breaks loudly. It fractures like ice beneath a single foot. Like glass remembering it was once sand. Like the moment before a universe changes its mind. Where does this lead? Regret? I know regret. No, you know punishment. Do you remember how much he weighed? Regret begins when you discover something mattered.
There are hands that hold the knife, and hands that could not stop it. There are mouths that spoke the lie, and mouths that never knew. There are those who lit the fire, and those who woke inside it. But the smoke enters every lung, the ashes choose no side. The guilty wear their reasons, the innocent wear graves. No one leaves the ruins with everything they came to save. You can close the door, you can bury the name, you can swear that love and loss are not the same. But something in the darkness keeps breathing when you leave. Regret is the thing that follows love. When love has nowhere left to go, it sleeps beneath the tongue, it moves inside the blood, it wears the face you cannot let go. It comes for the cruel, it comes for the kind, it comes for the heart that arrived too late in time. Regret is the thing that follows love, and love does not care if you were innocent. There are rooms we keep unchanged for those who will not enter. There are cups beside the bed that no one dares remove. There are words that turn to iron the moment they go unspoken. There are promises that live long after those who made them do. You can say there was no choice, you can say you did your best, but mercy cannot silence what keeps pounding in your chest. You can count the years, you can measure every cost, but no scale ever built could tell you what was lost. And nothing stays buried when memory learns to breathe. Regret is the thing that follows love. The tongue, it moves inside the blood, it wears the face you cannot let go. It comes for the cruel, it comes for the kind, it comes for the heart that arrived too late in time. Regret is the thing that follows love, and love does not care if you were innocent. Could kill me, then why am I afraid of the names I'd never carried, of the choices never made? I thought nothing could touch me, then what is this inside? This cold that has no winter, this wound that never anything that would keep it beneath me. But the shadow knew my shape, the shadow knew my name. It said, you do not pass beyond me. You become me. Regret is the thing that follows love. Regret is the thing that follows when love has nowhere left to go. When love is nowhere left to go. Paws beneath the ribs, it asked what might have been. It resurrects what time lay low. It comes for the cruel, it comes for the kind, it comes for the ones who could not save them in time. Regret is the thing that follows love, and love does not care if you were innocent. Regret is the price of knowing something mattered when it disappeared. Regret is the door inside you that only opens when you let the loss come near. Let it tear through the throne. Let it carry every face you refuse to call your own. Let it open what was closed. There is no staircase out of sorrow. There is only through. Nothing could kill him, so love taught him regret.
The guilty mourn the knife, the innocent mourn the door they could not reach in time. The mother mourns the fever, the soldier mourns the child, the lover mourns the final word they swallowed when they smiled.
No skill can hold it, no sentence makes it right.
Regret is love,
Still searching through the night.
death said, I know regrets.
The darkness answered,
No,
you know the weight of punishment.
you do not know.
What will not let you go?
Regret is the name,
Love takes when it is too late.
the fist on the coffin,
The hand on the gate.
the room still prepared,
The cup still beside you.
the voice in your blood saying,
I should have tried to.
I should have stayed,
I should have known.
I should have torn the heavens open.
And carried you home.
Regret does not care if your hands were clean.
It comes for the blameless.
It comes through the dream
It kneels by the bed.
when nothing could be done.
It whispers,
You survived.
why were you the one
It wears every face.
that the grave has stolen?
It takes every promise.
The living leave broken.
Regret is the name,
Love takes when it is too late.
the fist on the coffin,
The hand on the gate.
the room still prepared,
The cup still beside you.
the voice in your blood saying,
I should have tried to.
I should have stayed.
I should have known.
not speak.
I am the face
You would not see.
you built a throne above the dead.
Then buried all of them in me.
Regret is the name love screams when it is too late.
The blood on the knuckles,
The crack in the gate,
the room still waiting.
the dead still inside you.
The voice in your bones saying,
I should have fought,
I should have stayed.
I should have known,
I should have known.
I should have burned the laws of death.
And carried you home.
You are part of me.
I am what made you leave your throne.
Carry it,
Carry it,
carry it,
carry it.
carry what cannot be undone.
Carry the dead, carry the love.
Carry every missing one.
Carry it,
Carry it.
let it tear the silence wide.
There is no road beyond regret.
Except the one that goes through it.
Now climb. Now climb. Now climb.
On top of a mountain, oh so high, a white throne in black say I. It sat on top of the mountain sky, behind walls as thick as they are.